Hi leaders, I'm Sherelle Whitney from Lift Performance Solutions, and this is one of 7 videos giving you 7 little tips, or what I call little lifts, in relation to staying connected during the coronavirus unprecedented challenging environment that we are all experiencing at the moment. So no matter what industry you're in, you'll find these 7 tips are very practical to you. They're simple tools that you can put into practice right away, and they allow you to create a connected environment with your team, with your stakeholders, with your customers, with your board, and with your colleagues, and with yourself. Because as leaders, we are the ones being looked to for clarity, for calm, and for courage. We need to continue to engage. We need to continue to be influencing the things that we can, and we need to get our energy from somewhere. So I'm hoping that Lift provides you with these free little lifts that help you stay connected with yourself, with your team. This is little lift tip number 4 about connection, and it's called understanding fear. So it's important as leaders that we do understand the fears that are going on for us and for the team that we're leading. And if you refer to Susan Jeffers' book, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway, there is some great tips around fears for any environment, in any situation, in our personal and professional lives. But what I would suggest to you right now, as we are in this environment of coronavirus, that everyone has a fear of some kind. Everyone has an anxiety about whether they've got enough food in their cupboard, whether they are going to the right shops, the wrong shops, is their work secure, and the list goes on and on. Are they going to contract COVID-19? These are the things that we are all thinking about, and we're all showing our symptoms of fear in very different ways. So what I'd suggest to you as a leader is to not be in judgment of the right ways or the wrong ways to be scared about COVID-19, but to step back from that and just understand that, as Susan Jeffers says, every fear we have, whether it's spiders or illness, whether it's moving house, whether it's what jobs we're going to get or not going to get in our daily career path, whatever those fears are, they all drill down to the same fear we all have, which is, can I cope? And so understanding that as a leader, understanding that all fears drill down to, can I cope? Your job as a leader is to make sure that people feel they can cope. And coping happens when we have clarity. Clarity allows us to feel like we can cope. So the clearer you are as a leader, the calmer you are as a leader, the more consistent you are in your language as a leader, then the more your team is going to be able to feel safe, feel confident and calm, even though they can't control everything, and they will trust you to create the clear direction on where to go. Now, I know as a leader, I've led many teams in my career, and I know you'll be thinking right now, well, Sherelle, I don't actually know the clear path all the time, and that's okay. But what you do know, you can share with them, and it's also okay to share with them that you're not 100% sure exactly what the path's going to be next week, but right now, on this day, this is what we can control and influence. And so it's very acceptable for a change leader to be saying, this is our short-term goals, this is what we're focused on, because next week and the week after, we might have to pivot and be agile because the environment will have changed again. The priorities will have changed again. So getting people comfortable with that is so important, especially in this unprecedented challenge that we have with coronavirus. None of us have faced this before. And no one, right to the top, doesn't actually know what will be happening a week, 2 weeks, or 3 months from now. So let's be certain in the uncertainty that what we can control and influence right now is all that matters, and that we need to accept that we all fear not being able to cope. So the more structure we can put in place around how we have meetings with each other, how we talk about that uncertainty, and how we focus on what we can control, what we can influence, which is Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, that will help us feel less fear and more confident to continue doing the great work that we all do as leaders and as team members who are following you as the leader. Thank you for listening to that little lift on how to connect. I hope that that's been useful for you, and you've jotted down some practical ways that you can take that tool and skill back into your workplace. I also hope that you'll take it back to your family, your friends, and also into your community, because our work at Lift is not only about lifting leaders to be successful at work, but also lifting you to lead at home and in your communities so that you are living and leading your bravest life in all those areas. And the last thing I'd like to say to you is, if you haven't already been to our website and downloaded our free Courage to Create Connection ebook, I wrote that over the Christmas break in 2019. I've given you the 10 top best connection tips that I've got for leaders that I know work, in a lot more detail than I could give you here in this video. So please download that. It's completely free. There's no catch. I just want you to have that resource at your in your toolkit so that you can use it whenever you need to create connection, which is the #1 thing that great leaders do well. Great, thank you. Stay connected with Lift. I look forward to you watching another little Lift soon.